Huevo. How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with yet another review. Fucking barley wine time, son. In the form of Cigar City Brewing, it is their Huevo. Huevo. It is a barrel-aged barley wine style ale. What kind of barrels do you ask? Well, let's read on the side here. It is, first off, it's a memory of Egg Callahan, the goodest of girls. Listen, this beer is in memory of a dog. I am opening it. This beer comes courtesy of Jason from Florida. He sent me a couple two tree beers. Some mystery beers, some non-mystery beers, but he sent me four big old barley wine or barley wine-esque bottles, 500 milliliter bottles from Cigar City. I have a lot to get through. This is dedicated to a puppy. How can I not open this one first? Anyway, it's a barley wine style ale, aged in apple brandy barrels. Yes. And then double oak rye whiskey barrels. So you have that apple brandy barrel, which is one of my favorite barrels in all of barrel aging. And then you kind of top it off with a bit more whiskey. Kind of interested to see how this kind of goes. So yeah. Jason, thank you very much. You can go check him out on the old Instagrams. Corny Craft Beer with a K. All one word, I believe. Super good dude. If you watch the unboxing, you know what he sent me. He sent me a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And a bunch of mystery beers, which is pretty fantastic. So, let's see what we got going on here. That looks like barley wine right there, son. Exactly how I want my barley wine to look. I haven't broke out this fatty snifter in a while. I think it would be a good occasion. Label-wise, again, it's gold on black. It's simple. That tickles me pink, but there's a dog on it, so it wins bonus points. As far as this beer looks, I mean, probably just a skosh, and we're nitpicking here. A hair lighter than I'd like it to be for a barley wine. Or a little bit, I shouldn't even say hair lighter. I can kind of see through the edges of it. I wanted to be a little bit more murky, but again, I'm just complaining for the sake of complaining because this shit looks delicious. Doo-doo water, like how I like my barley wines. Let's get a nose. Should be a Class A drug. It really should. The nose, just the nose alone, not even the beer. Just that. Oh my god. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Oh my god. You get everything about this beer in here. You get the barrel. All the barrels. You're getting that whiskey coming to a front. It's got a soft spiciness to it, but there's a nice kind of soft, smoky charriness. I believe only from like the whiskey portion show, because the apple brandy is quite nice, but it's almost equal. You wouldn't expect it because you have both, two barrels versus one. It's very, 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 very sexy in the nose. I'm kind of trying to compute it as I go along. I mean, the barley wine itself, you're getting this rich toffee. I mean, it's really kind of like the way the toffee rich. It's hard to explain because it's almost like if you made like a really kind of over the top, expressive kind of toffee, and then kind of almost burnt it. But then that ended up being a good thing. That's kind of where this beer kind of lands for me. So you get that rich toffee barley wine, raisinette. It's just like a day away from being super raisinets. I don't even know why I didn't say that yet. Raisinettiness. Then you kind of add that component of the apple brandy, which makes you want it to be like, okay, it's kind of a golden raisin instead of like a dark raisin. Then you add that whiskey component, which has a soft spiciness to it, and then you get vanilla and coconut and all these different expressive characters off of the barrel. There's really so much going on in this beer. I just want to huff it. I kind of don't even want to drink it because I just want to smell it. But I am going to drink it because it's got to be delicious. So yeah, toffee. Rich toffee. I don't even want to say dates and figs. Like 4 or 5 times I wanted to just blurt out dates and figs because that's kind of where it blurts out of my mouth when it comes to like English barley wines that are really nice. It's not though. This is all the toffee. This is sugar daddy toffee raisinettiness. And then it has that age to it. And that's your kind of apple brandy barrel, and then your combination of your double barreling going on. It's not so much that those barrels imparted a ton on the beer. It did. There's a lot of barrel going on. There's a lot of, from all three barrels going on. It's more that I think the time the beer spent, it's a combination of the two. Barrel aging is a little bit of kind of regression in time, so it makes the beer kind of age a little bit longer. But I think to do that, it takes time, and time is on the side when it comes to a barley wine, especially when it's not in a bottle yet, so you don't have that risk of an overt kind of papery oxidation thing, which I'm not really getting in here. So it's kind of a weird trip because you're getting those aged notes, again, raisinette, sugar daddiness from a barley wine, but you're not getting that crazy kind of oxidative oxygen paper bag, kind of wet paper bag kind of thing going on, which is a really bizarre thing because almost they go hand in hand. So let's cut to the chase. I think this is going to taste pretty good. Yeah. Let's dive in. Cheers. Oh, it's disgusting. No, I'm joking. It's fucking delicious. Yeah. It's not as amazing as I thought it was going to be. Let's cut to that chase. But it'll get there. I know. Someone just ripped me for that. Oh, give it some time. The reason why I say that, you're getting all the bits and pieces I talked about. You're getting that raisinettiness. You're getting that sugar daddy. You're getting the apple brandy barrel, which comes way more forward than I thought it would based off of the nose. You're getting that whiskey. It's not super, there's not a ton of depth just to the whiskey itself, but it's there. It's there pretty heftily. And that's kind of where this, if I'm going to give it any kind of dig, is it's not hot. It's a little bit too whiskey forward. And time will take care of that. Not much time, a year or so. But, man, she's really expressive. Comes off dry. Comes off slightly smoky. The way the char on this beer works with that kind of, now the sugar daddy has transformed into kind of a more of a blackstrap molasses, slightly spicy kind of molasses. When you combine that with the barrel char, it comes off kind of not rye spicy, but it's blackstrap molasses spicy, if it makes any sense. It's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. There's gobs of vanilla and coconut floating around the whole thing. Let's put it this way. I like how it smells more than it tastes. But it tastes awesome. That's how good the nose is on this sucker. Good God. Mouth feels okay. It's not super thick, not super dense, but it's in line with an aged, at least barrel-aged barley wine should land. Super expressive. Just that kind of smoky, spicy chariness is a little bigger than I thought it would be. It's weird, too, because I'm like, okay, if you drop that down, is it a better beer? I think it's a little too sweet if you drop that down. So I just want a little bit more rounded edges on it. If I'm going to really nitpick at it, which I shouldn't because it's absolutely fucking fantastic. In that case, I think it would turn in, once you round those edges off, once you bring down a little bit of that spirit vibrance, and that kind of charry black strappiness kind of has a little bit of rounded edge to it, I think it becomes a much better beer. And that instead of being, an A beer, it'll be an A plus beer, or A plus beer to an A plus plus. I don't grade shit anymore, so I'm not going to go there, but tasty as fuck. Thank you very much, Jason. This is a really cool beer. I will be huffing on this all night like some crazy tweaker who huffs gasoline, because this shit is delicious. Nose delicious. Tastes delicious too, but nose delicious. I think that's it. What else do you want? Toffee craziness, nice charriness to it, blackstrap all the way, all the barrels come through, nice mouthfeel. Smells like a dream. Is this one of the better barrel-aged barley wines that I've had as of late? Yes. Even with me kind of nitpicking that little kind of sharpness in the barrels and stuff, it's still up there, and it's probably eking into Mount Rushmore status. Valiant availability? No idea. Maybe someone down there in the FL, Jason or otherwise, can let me know what's what when it comes to this beer. It's probably part of their Catador Club, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm assuming it is, but you guys tell me what's what, and leave you with, if you like what we like this beer, if you like barley wine, if you like old stocks, if you like old Hardies, if those are the beers that really turn you on, you like old age barley wine, this guy right here, this one, see this one right here, you'll like that one. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the podcasting thing, Stutters. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little Huevo right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.